Let's knock this bullshit out. Cause I'm gonna come.
That's just the intro. I'm gonna come. Howdy, hi, and hello. Welcome to Creatures and Cantrips, where
Creature Talk Edition.
Creature Talk Edition. Today, we're going to be talking about DMing, mainly from a one-shot perspective, which would be
I got the name.
what?
C&C Talks.
Trademark. Bam. Done. So, a one-shot perspective, which would be from Cody,
Mm-hmm.
versus a bigger campaign perspective from me. Let's first talk about what is DMing. Dungeon Master, Game
I feel like
Master.
if people are listening to this, they know what it is.
I know.
But, yeah, Dungeon Master, Game Master, you kind of, to a point you have to control it, but you kind of guide, like, the ebb and flow of the game.
Yes. You create your story of whatever you want, and you guide your players, your characters, your PCs, whatever you want to call them. I call them my little fucking creatures. Fuck them.
Fuck you.
And you just help them create a story. I have only done one shot ever, and that was with you. That was with Ranto versus Paleth.
Mm-hmm.
But you have done a lot of one-shots.
I've done not a lot.
You've done a lot more than me.
I've done 12 or 13 maybe.
That's quite a bit.
Not really though when you think about it, because I could do a one shot every week. Like, just you think about it, that's maybe one shot per year. Well, it's a little more than that, but
You've still done more than me.
yeah.
What goes into creating a one-shot for you? How much work do you have to put in? What are you trying to get done within that one-shot time?
So, just for a little guidance, this is what works for me. Doesn't mean it works for everybody. Doesn't mean it's the way to do it. So don't at me. I will fucking tell you to fuck off. Immediately.
Damn.
So what I like to do is get a general idea of what I want the one shot to be. So like, let's go. My all-time favorite one shot was the last year's Halloween episode before we were recording. So whenever I was just doing it to like just have fun. So I thought of like, okay, I want my creatures to be killed in their sleep. Like they fall asleep on a road or like off of a road, like they were camping. And then they wake up in a tavern. And then weird things start happening all day. And then after that, I kind of guide them through. And once they reach the end and they beat like the final boss and they kind of like get through that, then they come out and they are basically at the gates of the afterlife. Or not the gates, but in the afterlife, which is where that field came from. I just deleted the file or else I would read it because I think it was a great description. But that basically that grain field with the two people in white robes that were like, oh, we've been waiting for you, blah, blah, blah. We're so happy that you've come and we're so sorry that what has happened. And then he starts weeping as he accepts them and then like takes them back.
Yeah.
Which everybody was like, is that like Jesus? And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is not at all
Religion-based
No,
shit.
it's not. No, it was because the talking in it was like, oh, welcome to whatever. It was like basically paradise in D&D. I don't remember what it's called.
Purgatory?
That's what they were in.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying when they finally got there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like, they were like, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll take you in and, you know, you can come be part of this afterlife now. Like, here's, you know, I'm just like, he was like, him and her were like guides more than anything. So, and I think they were brother and sister, if I remember correctly. But, so I knew I wanted something along those lines. And then I had you guys fill out at a certain level. And then I definitely, it's hard to say because D&D Beyond is a great tool. But their challenge level things kind of suck.
Yes.
Sometimes. Because I was like, oh, these bosses are like hard. And then the last one was deadly. And you guys wiped them.
Yeah, we fucked its butt cheeks up.
All of them. All of their butt cheeks. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was almost like, if it wasn't for the storyline of it, I was almost like, this fucking sucks. Like, I was like, this is the worst. But the storyline and the way you guys played it was what made it amazing, and I loved it. Basically, I come up with a plot like that, like I said, kind of a beginning and end. Mm-hmm. And then I used to try and plan out every detail, like to a T. But I have learned over time, try to be quick-witted and use your imagination on the fly. Because the more you do that, the easier it's going to be. Because you may write out a master plan, but in my opinion, it's never going to follow that plan. And if you force it to follow that plan, not going to be fun for anybody. Like, to a point. Remember when you guys walked outside of town and then you appeared on the other side of the town?
Yeah.
There was obviously something going on. And you guys were like, oh, fuck. Like, okay. Like, we can't leave this town. That was an easy way for you guys to not just be like, okay, fuck this, we're leaving. Mm-hmm. Just like, I don't know. It's just a lot of, like, small things that as long as... Oh, I know what I'm going to say. I know that one of the biggest things, because I mentioned it. Make sure... So the way I do it is I pre-plan multiple encounters. And that's what fucked me up on this last one, because I didn't prepare any encounters, really. I had a couple, but I was like, I'll figure it out. So freaking pre-plan your encounters. For the love of God, pre-plan them. I was like, whenever I had them pre-planned, you guys would walk up and be like, oh, it makes sense for them to run into these. Oh, it makes sense for this to happen. Well, I want them to fight these. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I think this would be cool to add to the story. And I, like, did that, and I picked from, like, a pool of pre-made, obviously, like I said, under-leveled, because that pissed me off. But it was just, like...
Tip of the hat. You're welcome.
You guys also meshed together very well. You guys' synergy was absolutely fucking nuts. You made all my guys have disadvantage on literally everything, incoming and outgoing. Advantage. I know. That's what I mean. I was like, I fucking hate this. You guys beat the living fucking pants off of my final boss, and I was like, I should have brought them all back, like, all at the same time. You probably still would have wiped them. But I was just like, yeah, basically what I was saying, like I said, just don't plan too much, but definitely, like, what you can control without ruining the fun, plan it. Just don't plan, like, you can also plan different events to take place, but, like, you're going to have to definitely learn to steer very quickly, because obviously in a campaign, if you don't get to a certain point, guess what? There's always next week, or there's always the next day that you do it, whatever. If you do it in a one shot, you're just like, fuck, I'm going to have to force them to go this way. Like, you guys would not break the spine off of that fucking one character to have it turn into a crystal. Yeah. You would not snap the spine, and I'm just like, I was almost literally like, as a DM, just being like, grab the fucking spine, snap it, psst, snap it. Like, I was like, I was just like, you dive down.
This story.
I was like,
over.
Well, I was like, you touch the spine and everything starts shaking. Like, there's like a mini earthquake, and then you let go of the spine and the earthquake stopped, and then you were just like, or one of them was just like,
I can't move the body. Oh, well.
Oh, no, they were just like, I'm going to try to, like, grab the arm or something. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? I was like, what?
Let me grab the leg. Let me grab the other woman.
I was like, you are grabbing everything wrong. I was like waiting for them to be like, I want to lick the spine. Like, no. Yeah, that's like the easiest thing, honestly, for me, is just like, the other thing also, make sure you set aside enough time for your story. Estimate how long your story is going to take, and then add on like 3 hours. Because that first one with all of you, that was, well, not the first one. The first one as creatures and cantrips. Yeah, not this Halloween, but the last Halloween. Yeah. That was my favorite time doing it, but it was also, I was sitting there and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. We need to get the fuck out of here. Would you guys hurry up and like just fucking beat this? And then you guys were like, yeah, I think we'll go this way. And I was just like,
no.
The doors to the church open. Like, I was trying to get you to go into this fucking chapel. And it was just like, you guys were like, okay, everything's like calm. I'm just going to walk this way. And I was like, the door's open. Just to be like, hint, hint.
People are starting to come out of the ground. Run.
Yeah, people were starting to surround you from the backside. Like, your only escape basically was through the doors, and you guys were like, okay.
Didn't you plan for 2 hours? Like, yeah, it's gonna be quick, not that big of a deal, and it ended up being 6.
I planned
or 4.
I planned for 4 hours, and it became 6 to 7 hours. I was like, because we started at I think we started at 4, and it was supposed to go till 8 or 9 at max, and it went till 11, so it was almost 7 hours. And I was like,
End it.
Yeah.
Do you do anything else for one-shots? Do you plan anything else? How far off the rails does someone have to go to make you nope, go fuck yourself, get back in there?
That is dependent on your story, really. It depends on the plot. If you have a very loose plot where you, like our last Halloween one, I felt like it didn't go smooth because I wasn't prepared, but really it didn't go that bad. But, if you guys were if you guys tried to leave town, guess who you had waiting there? If you guys went to the center of town, which you guys did before you went to the entrance of town, she was waiting for you. Went to the ship, she was waiting for you. They were all there, and it was just it was a lot of fun to do it. But if you guys derail too much on that, there's not really much I would do to stop you. That's why I put it on a peninsula, and it was guarded by one of the strongest characters.
Yeah.
So I think he could have killed you guys.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's why I didn't talk my fucking way out of everything.
I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I might kill them on accident. That was rough.
Making fun of Fran. And then, you beta bitch. You dumb, stupid bitch. 2 + 2 not knowing what the fuck it is. You know what? Let's try and be nice.
Yeah, let's try.
Red Tub, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. All right. What about you for campaigns?
Only done big ones.
I mean, I'm not even going to ask you about what you need to prepare for it, because it's fucking pretty much everything.
Everything.
I feel like there's a lot of similarity there, though. With,
yes.
You want to plan, but loosely plan.
Yes. How I do it is I build the main world. I get everyone's, with Vreeland, I got everyone's ideas of what the story could be, or just loose ideas of what ideas everyone has. I built a world based off of all of those ideas, from all of the different places, like how many people lived there, to different structures, and how the either capital or city or town would partially look like. I would then figure out who the big bad is, who is trying to stop the players, who is trying to cause a massive
You should call him the big bad.
Who?
The final, the bad guy. I thought you just said I'm trying to figure out the big bad.
Yeah, the big bad evil guy.
I know. I've never heard you call it the big bad though. That's awesome.
Oh. What are they trying to get to? How will they get there? Just like you, I figure out what to do at the beginning. Figure out how to end the whole entire story, and I fucking keep everything in the middle blank till the next session comes up. Most of it was, everything so far has been fairly easy to try and fix if there were any problems, which there has been. So after everything is built in this world, and I have made a basic outline of what's going to happen, then you have to start figuring out what to do. Who are you going to introduce? How are you going to get everyone together? How are you going to make them be friendly to each other? Is all of this going to work in the end? That's the main problem with doing a big campaign in my eyes. Because I kind of let everyone have free reign of, hey, I want to make this character, but I kind of want to make sure that the whole party is kind of fluid. I'm like, make your own character. Have fun with what you want to do. Because Megan was going to do a cleric to make sure that there was healing, but I told her, hey, don't worry about it. Make who you want.
Oh, to try and balance out.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave that to people like me, who don't give a fuck what they play.
Exactly.
I mean, I do, but I don't. I pretty much enjoy any of it.
So as the story progresses, after each session, I do a recap of what happened last time, and then if I had time to figure out what to do, I'm golden. If it's just going on to the next session that same day, I'm mostly making it up. Most of this story is made up from imagination or just from improv. As you get time, as I got time more and more, I had to think more and more about backstory and all of that other jazz. Because for one-shots, you don't really worry about backstory. It's pretty much just, here's what's happening in this town, or here's what's happening in this area. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's what's happening in this area. Here's the issue. Go.
Like with a one-shot,
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, you can do like a creative way to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. This one I opted to just be like, yo, you were hired by a coven to like handle an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas last time I was like, oh, you wake up and you smell bar food, you enjoy, you know.
You're in a tavern.
Yeah, you're all of a sudden in a tavern bedroom and you're just like, you fell asleep in the woods. And it was like, I think my favorite part was whenever you fucking looked out the tavern window and it was like dark and dreary.
Oh.
No, remember it was dark and dreary. And then like as soon as you poked your head inside, it looked beautiful outside.
I thought you were going to say about the map ordeal. Me thinking it was like a Groundhog Day thing. Ha! It's the same day. Like, I heard he gave you that map yesterday, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you were like, wait, what? Are you excited for the next one shot?
Who's doing it? You?
Me.
Which one?
It's one I haven't talked to.
Oh, fuck.
You guys are all dragon egg poachers.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm out.
You guys are going to be such high level, though.
Oh, no.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't want to face dragons.
You might not eat too. Just because you're poachers doesn't mean you're actually going to like go in and fight the dragon.
Do you know what fucking poachers do, my guy?
Do you know how to be quiet and stealth?
No.
Then you're fighting a dragon. Actually, bad news for you. It'll be several if you're really not quiet at the same
Is
time.
it fucking Tiamat?
Huh?
Is it fucking Tiamat?
No, it's my own. It's bad. It's my own. I created a map. It's in a giant like mountain. It's like in a giant mountain like valley. It's a village basically of dragons, but it's built into like a volcano side, like into a hillside.
I quit. I'm done. I quit.
It's gonna
I'm
be
done.
so much fun.
My ideas for one shots are like, hey, you're animals here, or you have to escape a prison or whatnot. You're over here. Yeah, we're gonna face some dragons. We're gonna face our teammates that we're playing right now. Have fun with your trauma.
Which are also like 4 levels higher than your characters.
Yes.
Yeah, I really want to do the dragon egg poacher one. I was thinking about it today and I was just like, that would be so much fun. Just be like, you guys are poachers. Thinking of doing like, you can only have like off creatures or like kind of skulky type of, like you can't be a paladin, you can't be a cleric unless it's like a necromancer type thing. But I don't know if that would be very good to do in a one shot. I feel like a necromancer is more of like a long-term thing.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. So for players, rather than just DMing, players for one shots, make sure you have a character that is semi-well-rounded but still good at combat. If you go into a one shot with a character that's like
all
100% built for role-playing, you're going to excel in a lot of places. But knowing that there's going to be several encounters rapidly, like more than likely you're going to have several encounters rapidly. That is big oof. Yeah. That can be rough. My first one shot I did a druid. I did a life domain cleric. Fucking terrible. It was a half elf cleric. I got fucked up immediately and I was like, I can't even heal anybody. Like I was such low level that I was like, oh, I can't do shit like at all.
For players, big campaigns.
Do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But within reason. Within your DM's
yes.
reasoning. Yes.
You'll figure out what should go in here, should go in there.
Yeah. Talk with your DM whenever you're setting stuff up too. Because if they want a certain or they want to exclude a certain race or class, then they're probably Hitler. But, you know.
Fuck off.
Listen, I just wanted to be a fucking Warforged, that's all.
You might be my guy.
Someday, but not now.
Not right now. I'm not Hitler yet. I saw you, and Krista saw you wake up that day and immediately start creating the map and world.
Like I said,
Yep.
plan ahead. Don't procrastinate.
How long? How quickly did you have to create a map and world? 30 minutes? An hour? When did you wake up?
I say 30 minutes. Oh, wait, to create the map and everything?
Well, to get...
Let's say about an hour and
Okay.
a half, roughly. That's like speeding through, not having encounters ready. So put at least like 4 or 5 hours into it. And don't do it the day of, the morning of. Don't look at me like that. It's not great.
I know. It's not
I'm
great.
tired.
Yeah.
I was so tired and I was so grouchy, but I pulled it together.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good day.
Even though at the end of it we wanted to get wings, but it cost $16 fucking for a half a dozen. Or
Listen,
a dozen.
I could drink gasoline for cheaper than half the
Yeah,
food
really.
around here. That's terrible. I was gonna say I found like a Power Rangers D&D one. It looks cool as fuck. I thought about running that too as a one shot. You just have to fight Goldar or something stupid.
Jesus. You want to do a Power Rangers, you want to do a Pokemon, you want to do an egg Pokemon.
I don't want to do the Pokemon.
You want to be in a Pokemon.
I want to be in the Pokemon one. I do not want to do the Pokemon one. That looks like a pain in the fucking ass. I do not want to do that.
You want to do an Egyptian one.
The Egyptian is going to be like a mini campaign, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be... Those will just be filler episodes. Like, other than Vreeland, it's just like... These are just small things that obviously gives us more time to play, more opportunities to DM and try to improve, and then obviously more content for you guys, so...
In this world so far, I have created NPCs for you guys to might or might not meet.
But
everyone should celebrate that day. August 3rd, celebrate.
Yeah, since it's not August 4th.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, fuck
I
you.
have been told that my
It's
whole
your own
entire
fucking
life.
father.
No.
It's your own
This
father.
is what happened.
It's
I have
almost
been
more
told
important than his birthday.
August 4th each time. And now all of a sudden, hey, nope, it's August 3rd this time.
You're full of shit. You haven't been listening for all these years.
Okay, kumquat.
That's fair. Kumquat.
Yep.
Do
you, throughout the time that you actually think of the idea to when you're about to run it, do you write down anything that you have ideas for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I write down everything. Anytime an idea pops into my head, even if it's like,
it could.
I write it down because then it could blossom into something else, and I'm like, oh fuck, that would work with that situation. What the fuck was it?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, cause like even right there, like on this paper, I just wrote like mini campaign / one shot. I have Egyptian and dragon egg poachers, like. Because I forgot about the dragon egg poachers, obviously, because I thought about it this morning, and I was gonna tell you at work, and then I just forgot, and I just remembered. I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember. We said something about, I think Dragonborn dragon popped into my head, and it reminded me. But like every little like note, every little detail, write it down. Even if it's not going to be 100% a part of your story for sure. There's a lot of times you can sit there and go, oh, well, I can play off this and make it this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, and also do it during the one shot. If you think of something, fucking do it. Yeah. Whatever. Like I said, with the time, you also have to look. I think usually depending on difficulty, the other thing I was going to mention, this is what, I just remembered it. Sorry, I'm like all over the place right now.
Yeah, same here. Don't worry.
I'm super fucking tired,
It's
and I'm
fine.
just like, whew, today was rough. So I think that for a one shot, depending on how many hours, let's say a 4 to 5 hour one shot.
Yeah.
Roughly. Let's say a 4 to 5 hour one shot. I think maybe a few encounters, and then maybe 2 to 3 major encounters. That's all. I had so many encounters with that first Halloween one shot. That's why it went over into like 7 hours. I was like, oh shit, like I should have left out some encounters, because now I'm just like, everyone's getting tired and it's getting like late. And I was like, well, fuck it.
So don't over prepare, pretty much.
Well, you can over prepare, but don't try to stuff so much into one night. I had a bunch of those smaller ones. Obviously, so if you remember, I had 4, like, I think it was 3 mini bosses and then a 4th major boss.
The Chain Devil was the main one.
Yeah, I forget their names.
There was that Chimera.
The Chimera. So it was the Chain Devil, Chimera, the Carrion, or whatever it was, the big bird. Carrion? Carrion? Carrion. It's like...
Oh,
it was like a giant, like, buzzard-looking creature
Yeah.
thing. It was weird. And then...
The succubuses?
Yes. Yeah. The succubus. They were a couple people at the inn, which you guys dispatched of them, like, without a fight. Like, straight up just fucking wrecked them. And I was like, okay. I don't even think they had a turn because they were twins.
Yep.
Like, I had those main encounters, and then I had a bunch of small encounters that happened. Like, all the imps, the devils, like, all those creatures, all that stuff. I should have toned that down a little bit and maybe done a little bit more role-playing, which hindsight's 20/20, but it still turned out really good. But I think it would have cut down on time a lot, and it could have made for a really good, just clean one-shot. Like I said, story-wise, I think it was awesome. For me personally, it was like the perfect amount of prep work. Just if I would have known that you guys would have synergized a lot more, I would have obviously made them a little bit harder, but...
Well, the thing was, we didn't even talk about what characters we were doing.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys accidentally synergized so good that it literally fucked my entire thing up. I could not hit you to save my life. The Chain Devil had multi-attack, and I think I hit 1 time on 1 attack. And that was all.
Yeah.
And you guys wrecked my fucking shit. And I was like, I'm already to be like, DM says there's no more disadvantage. Like, just to be like, at least there's going to be a fight. But I was like, no. I was like, this is, from a player standpoint, this is like cool as fuck. It's funny as fuck, too.
So, 1 out of 10. How hard do you think DMing for one-shots are? 4 hour worth of a one-shot. How hard do you think it is to DM, like prep, get everything ready, execute?
So it depends on what you're looking for, but I would say roughly, like, I could say anything from, like, honestly, like a 3 to maybe a 5 or a 6. It depends on your plot. Because like I said, it's all about, with one-shots, like I said, I think the biggest difference between a campaign and a one-shot is balance. Because if you have a couple things, like my game, if you have a couple things that are underpowered, people are going to run right through them. If you have it too powerful, they're going to struggle real hard, and then it's going to either turn into more than a one-shot, or you guys are going to play forever, and shit's going to get out of whack. I mean, it could go either way, but, like, also, it's just like, oh, you want to make sure you have this much combat, because the difficulty of it comes along with your time, like your time constraints, character constraints, and stuff like that. So, like, that's why I give it, like, a range a little bit. But yeah, like, I'd say like a 3 to a 6 depending on what you do. I mean, in comparison to what I think would be planning a campaign, because I've tried to do, like, even like mini campaigns, like think of ideas and stuff. I think for me personally, which this is just kind of like a side note, I know we're going to each give our own rating, but I'm going to give a rating of a campaign. I'm going to say it's probably like an 8 to a 10, depending on, what your story is going to be to me, because it's a lot of upkeep. So, like, I'm not attacking anybody either, but if you don't have a lot of things you like to do outside of, like, DMing and gaming and stuff like that, then it's probably less stressful, but, like...
If you have a life or...
But, like, I don't want to say that because you have a life too, but, like...
Yeah.
You also have a lot of free time to, like, plan stuff, do that. Like, that is your hobbies. I have a lot of other hobbies that I do as well. And that is what causes it to be more stressful for me. So, I got this merch line coming up. It's going to be a whole nother company. I'm not sleeping well because of it, because it's a lot of stress. But once I get going, I'll be fine. I have regular work. I have freaking, my health to look for, like look out for. So I have the gym 4 times a week. Like, I'm starting on 4 times a week. Sorry, 3 times a week right now, starting on 4. I have, like, my meal prepping and all that stuff, which doesn't take that long, but it's still...
something else to add.
Krista and I signed up for well, not signed up, but we got our thing where we shared each other's calendars, and we get to see each other's schedules now. Like, obviously not work schedules because we work at the same freaking place, but we get to see like, oh, well, we have this, like, I have a doctor's appointment this day, so we can't do anything together. So she could like plan something for her to do over that, or she could be like, okay, we just can't do things then. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much easier, and I think it's going to make things way easier in general, like just in general. Mm-hmm. So, but what do you think? I want to hear your one-shot rating and your campaign rating. Campaign rating first.
So, firstly, I think everyone should DM at least one.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
I really think you should start with a one-shot, too. Plan for it to be like a two-shot, though.
Yes.
Like, you can do something super short, just
something fairly quick.
Yeah, because, just like I said, just plan for it. Because if it goes over time and you have to do a different day, you don't have to be like, well, shit, I have to just hurry up and finish this. Mm-hmm. Like, but it'll also give you enough time where you still get to like play the story out how you see it. Make sure everybody has a good time doing so. So at least for your first time till you get, like I said, the balance down.
Mm-hmm. Major campaign rating. I think it also depends on your improv, creativity, or just overall organization. Because if you have 2 out of the 3, I think you'll be fairly fine. I think it'll probably be about a 4 or a 5.
Is that why you struggle?
I don't think I struggle.
Just kidding.
I don't think I struggle.
Listen, no, I'm just kidding.
My organization is fucking out of whack.
I think your organization isn't bad.
My creativity is
Creativity's good.
Where it strives.
Yeah.
My improv need some work.
Yeah.
While my organization is just lacking behind out of everything else.
I think it is, actually, now that I think about it, it is your organization. Because, like, what we talked about before on the one episode, I know we talked about on another episode, was, like, trying to constantly improve, like, vocabulary, the way you explain stuff, like, stuff like that. And you're like, I just fucking suck at explaining stuff. And I'm like, that's part of it. Like, you know what I mean? It's whatever. Like, it's not a big deal, but, like, it's something that you recognize and that you can work towards improving. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think, reading over things, like, I cannot tell you how many times whenever I do my one-shots, I will, like, go to, like, the translate thing and click on it and be like, how do I say this word? Like, I'll click on it and listen to it, and I'll even write down, like, example, boss name. I will write down, like, M.A. Matakai. It's
Ma-dash
Yeah, I'll do like my own like actual spelled out pronunciation of it.
Because when I did campaign at the card shop, I didn't know how to say Yenogu. That's the hyena demigod.
Yeah.
I was like, Yi-no-gu.
Yeah.
But if you don't have 2 out of the 3 of those, I think it'll be about a 7 to a 9. I don't think it'll be a 10 ever.
I think also, just to add to that, I think if you don't have creativity, I don't think you're going to enjoy DMing anyway. In all honesty, I don't think you're going to enjoy DMing anyway. Like, it's a good way to see if you have creativity. If you, like, my thing is, if you enjoy D&D, I believe that anybody with an imagination, it's the one game that I would say people are like, I hate board games. Oh, I hate, I hate video games. I hate this. I hate that. And it's like, but I like nerdy stuff, like, to a point. Like, if you watch anime, so whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything nerdy. I'm like, I think, or even if it's not nerdy, actually, even if that, there's so many applications for D&D and so many different ways to play it, like, or so many different campaigns or ideas or characters. I feel like if you have an imagination and you have creativity and you have some patience, you are going to have a great time. It doesn't matter. And I honestly believe that if you do not enjoy it, then you are lacking in creativity, improv, imagination, or well, I'm talking about I'm talking about not just DMing, but like even as a player.
Gotcha.
I think you just lack those, but that's why I'm like, I think it's more the other two that people struggle with, is organization or the improv. Because I think, like I said, if creativity's not there, you better be reading from a fucking D&D book that they already created, or a pre-made story in some way. You gotta have creativity to do your own stuff. You have to. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to do it otherwise.
Mm-hmm. For one shot, I think it'll be fairly easy in my eyes. 2 to a 4.
Mm-hmm.
One shot is just get in, do a quick story, have some fun. You don't have to go in depth with anything really, unless you want to continue that story at another point in time. Be done with it pretty much.
Yeah.
No one's forcing you to continue that story. No one's forcing you to do
If you
extra
die,
stuff.
guess what? You fucking died.
Yeah.
Like,
they're not going to play it again.
yeah, doesn't matter.
But that is also, we have DM'd a good portion of our lives.
Well, a good portion
I've
of your life.
DM'd my whole D&D
I'm old as fuck,
thing.
so
Yeah.
I'm going to be 30 soon. I'm not old as fuck, but you know what I mean.
Hell
No.
yeah.
Not giving you a high five for that. Fuck no. Get out of here.
I've DM'd all my D&D years. You have DM'd probably...
I've DM'd, collectively, I'm going to say I've only DM'd like 3 years, maybe. 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's hit or miss. I've never really done a campaign or anything like that. But I've watched, I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of people, listen to podcasts occasionally, stuff like that. So I feel like I could do it, and I could do it fairly easily. I just know it would take a lot of prep work. Yeah. And that's what's holding me back, because I do not want to put the time and effort into prep work right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe once things get rolling, obviously, I have some changes going on, selling off some stuff that I have, trying to get through that. Once I get through that and I'm done, I'm just ready to be done.
I have like a pet peeve / hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take, but when people say DMing is easy,
I hate it.
I hate it as well.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. I wouldn't go that far.
I think it depends on the person too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would call it ever easy. I think what they mean by DMing is easy is DMing comes natural to them. I think he became very good at it, but like Shane, he was that's one of the reasons Krista and I had him marry us. He is so fucking good with words. Everything just comes smoothly from his mouth. Just rolls off the tongue, has no issues with anything that I've ever noticed or seen or whatever. And he acts like he has been DMing for like fucking 30 years. And I know he's not much older than me. Like, really. I don't know how old he is, honestly. But, like, I know he's not too much older. So, like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, he makes it look effortless. And it's like, he does some prep for it, but I think it's just like I said, it's where you said his creativity and his improv and his organization are off the fucking scale. Yeah. So for him, yeah, it's easy. But I see a lot of people who, like, I've played with, and they're like, oh, DMing's easy. And I'm just like, you suck. Like, yeah, you fucking suck. I've played with you and for, like, in your campaigns before. It's terrible. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree with you on that. That pisses me off so bad.
Thank you all for listening to C&C Talks. If you like that episode and want to hear more, follow and subscribe to keep up to date. We have an Instagram and Facebook at Creatures and Cantrips, and Twitter at Creature Cantrip. If you want your message to be read on the next episode, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Like, share, comment. It'll help us immensely. I hope you all have a wonderful day.